All right, I am recording. I could see the red dot. Some more World of Warcraft era gameplay. No expansions. Just the original game. I'm on my druid. I'm just north of Thunderbluff, still in the beginner zone for Torrent there in Mulgore. I was told to go to another place, but the guide was incorrect. I still have to clean this up here. I've been playing Elder Scrolls Online still. A couple other games as well. I'm still going through Wrath of the Lich King on a couple of alts there, still trying to figure out what I want to do. I still haven't figured it out, but I did make a comprehensive list of people that are in each zone in Classic Era and as well in Wrath of the Lich King to kind of figure out what I think I'm going to enjoy more. But unfortunately, that means spending potentially a lot of time in this game. And just having fun, just going with it. Making videos for my channel. Like I said, I've seen some YouTubers, with all due respect, that do much better than I do in terms of performance for their views and all that. But sometimes their videos suck. And what I mean by that is the actual quality, right? Of when you're watching the playback, it's terrible. There's no polite way of saying it. It's god-awful. It's blurry. It's just rancid. Whereas me, I take the extra little time to research how to upload. And then I change certain settings. It'll take longer for me to upload my videos, like a lot longer than the average person. But then when you're watching it on your end, you're left watching something that is practically indistinguishable from how it would look if it was on your screen. And I get it. Sometimes it can be really hard, but I'm thinking if you're like pretty big on YouTube and your video qualities suck, or your microphone, I just don't understand. Especially with all that money, you think you would either hire someone or just kind of figure it out. But anyways, my game was lagging a lot. I kept dipping 58, 59, a couple of frames. My OBS was acting a little bit wonky, so what I did was, it's pretty simple. I closed it and I restarted it because I'm actually playing the game in balanced mode for my power options on my PC. I tried high performance. I usually always do high performance, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't always need the high performance. Balanced will seek out the high performance when it needs it. Then there's a hidden one called Ultimate. And I'm thinking, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want the Ultimate. It's going to over-rev your PC all the time. And I'm like, there's no way that that's a good deal. So again, this is like a gaming vlog. A lot of the stuff I might say might be a repeat from my prior videos. It's literally just me enjoying the game for a little bit, 15, 20 minutes, whatever at a time. Looks like a dark gray Kodo is what we're looking for. And because we have the add-on, it shows us, well, what we're going to do is go against the grain. We're going to follow its trail backwards so that we are more likely to run into it a little bit quicker. Yeah, these guides, like I said, are amazing. It's the same one I'm using by the same people, but supported by the community for Elder Scrolls Online. It's one of those things, like I said, where I do know the game. I'm quite comfortable with the game. However, if I don't have to think, then why would I want to think if I don't have to? If I can just brainlessly be told, go here, go there. No, wait. Do that quest first, then this one before you do that other one. Because then you'll get that other quest and it'll go along with the other one. Ah, okay. Obviously, I'm not literally following it on the line there. Yeah, I've also been playing some Final Fantasy Online. I've just been... I don't know what it is. Final Fantasy 14 Online. It's like it's a great game. I can totally tell it's an amazing game. But for some odd reason, I just find it confusing and frustrating, and I have to pay for that frustration. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not really... There it is. Oh, that's a codable. Oh. Well, whatever. It's one of these things. There we go. There we go. Hopefully nobody else goes in for it. Come on. Yeah, that's right. I'm yelling at you. And the cat was like, yeah, no, I'm not getting horned in the rear end by that thing. Yeah, so it's really frustrating because, truth be told, as much as I love World of Warcraft and it does all the things I want it to do, it just takes so goddamn long, whereas I really do prefer the grindless nature. I keep missing. Of Guild Wars 2, for example, what seems to be like a fun game with Final Fantasy Online, I'm just struggling so hard to get into it. And I think the only reason, really, why I'm not struggling with WoW is, well, because I've been doing it half my life, practically, for as long as the game has been out. Which is, like, nearly 20 years. And I'm, like, 44, so it's just a few years off of, literally, me having played this for half my life. So it's one of those things where it's like, I hope you know what you're doing. Doesn't mean I know everything. Calm down. And I got a couple of days free in Final Fantasy for a returning player. Now, it is a little bit tempting to play. I actually got pissed off and deleted it off my PlayStation. It was just so convoluted trying to open up the quest log and trying to make, you know, the UI a little bit smaller. It'd probably be easier if I played it just on the PC. Kind of like what I was doing with Elder Scrolls or World of Warcraft, but I like the idea of a controller. Playing it on my PlayStation. I'll have to see, but... I mean, if it hasn't gripped me yet, why will it do it later? So it looks like here we've got to actually go all the way into Thunderbluff. Trying to think. Here it's saying to go right. Well, it's not really telling me anything. I'm actually just going to go in the middle. In between the trees while I'm sipping on my Diet Root Beer. Yeah, and I've said this before too many times. It is going to sound crazy, honestly. If I don't want to PvP, if I don't want to push any raids or dungeons, if I'm not really in a guild, I'm not talking to people, I'm just playing this game like it's fucking Skyrim. Why am I paying $22 a month for it just to run around and heal and buff people? I mean, it's a good question. I'm asking myself why I'd want to do that. But I just really enjoy it. Just the nostalgia of this game is enough for me to kind of want to stick with it, but I'm also tired of having to pay for the game. Even though I'm making a little bit of money on YouTube, it's still one of those things that just, it adds up. It's just 22 bucks here, 20 bucks there. Bought some earth for my lawn, $50, $60. It just really adds up. And I don't know if I want to keep doing that. But then if I play another online game, let's say like Guild Wars or Final Fantasy or Elder Scrolls, do they allow me to play the game the way I want? Not really. That's kind of the thing. Most of these other games I want to play that I do enjoy. Oh, I just made it. Imagine if that was hardcore and I fell off or I sneezed, that'd be the end of it. You can't really buff people or heal them. You can't really help people. That's kind of just really what I enjoy doing. And if I can't do that...
I've been expecting you.
It's just really, really frustrating. So what I may have to do at some point is give the game another chance. The Final Fantasy one, that is, because you got to pay for that one, like I said. And essentially just go wild at it 2-3 hours a day like a part-time job. And just keep sticking to it. Try getting used to the controls. And see if I can just make sense of it. The way their map is. I'm also... at my own fault. Oh. I guess I want to go this way. Whoops. I'm kind of all over the place right now because I'm trying to follow that arrow, literally. Now, Thunderbluff is one of those zones that I don't know all that well. Like, I know it to get around quickly, but I've actually never quested this far into it. Could be around the corner there. I'm just kind of roaming around anyways. Yeah, so maybe if you make it this far into the video, you can let me know what's your favorite online game. Guild Wars I like because it's so casual. There's literally like... There's just no grind. You can literally have the same gear you wore 10 years ago, which is what I'm doing. Very little grind in terms of stats with better gear. There are some. It's mainly about like the story and all that, the jump puzzles, which I can't fucking stand. I don't give a shit about jumping puzzles. You can't get ganked. The world is always alive. There's just so many people in Guild Wars 2. Excuse me, same with Final Fantasy. It just never ends. It's absolutely insane. It's quite impressive. This game is a hit and miss. You're constantly looking for, oh, should I play this version of WoW? Should I do this? Should I go on this server? Oh, I have to be Horde if I want the absolute most. Like right now, the absolute biggest clusterfuck of people playing World of Warcraft is Classic Era, at least for me from what I've seen. Classic Era on this server that I'm on. I forget the name of it. Whitemane, PvP. But I don't want a PvP. But tough shit. Because... oh, I gotta go in here. Because it's a PvP server. So I'm gonna get my ass handed to me all the time. So that's not really any fun. So I wanted to play on a PvE server. Which I do have the Night Elf Druid on that server. I forget what it's called. Mancrick? Crankit? Whatever it's called. That one's got less people, but it's got 0 PvP, which I'm good with. I've done decades, literally a couple of decades of world PvP. I'm just done with it. I don't need to do that shit anymore. I don't want to invest the time and the effort to get all this amazing stuff. I don't want to do it. I already have bigger bags. Now, this one has me going. Really? All the way back there. Typical MMOs. So where I screwed myself in Final Fantasy, if you're curious, is I was doing the story and you can pay like $6 or $7 to skip your story or something like that, and it levels you up a little bit. I can't remember, so you can go right into the expansion, but now the problem is I'm stuck trying to level myself and I can't follow my main quest to level me up. So I have to do all these like random side missions to go up almost 25, 30 levels so that I can actually go into the expansions, get a better taste for the game and what it has to offer. Because right now I've only ever been to a couple of zones in Final Fantasy Online. I'm almost wondering as a joke, I don't want to do it, but it's just to show you. I could technically fly to the Barrens, and it looks like it's practically the same distance. The problem is flying there, then running versus just running. Gotta think, right? That's something I'm really good at doing. So it's not really economical from a timing perspective. So I'm just gonna go here, go in my little moo form. Yeah, so because of how I play the game, and you got to pay money for it, on the Wrath of the Lich King server, I love being on the same server as my real-life friend. Not something I have a lot of. I mean, I can count them on 1 or 2 fingers, how many of those I have. But I also have 2 characters there, so like I said, I don't feel bad if I move potentially one of my Alliance Dwarf Paladins there that's like level 74, 75. He's not even 80. If I were to move him to another server, Benediction, Wrath of the Lich King Alliance server, that one's got a decent amount of people. I could fly all these different places, right? And it's just a lot of fun. Right now, I'm kind of enjoying the server that I'm on with him because there isn't a lot of people. And yet, I'm still kind of sometimes struggling for spawns, for, you know, killing people and all that. For mobs. But what's going to be interesting to see is just the future of WoW in general. Like, what's going to happen with Wrath of the Lich King? Are the servers going to just plummet? Right? Like, once the next thing comes out, people get bored. See, me, I never, ever get bored. And what's really fun about Classic Era, again, no expansions, is that it's slow as piss. It's like watching maple syrup in the middle of a Canadian winter. Watching it drip down a tree. It doesn't really happen. Doesn't happen. It's very, very slow. And if people want to play alts, now they got to go back, start all over again. They got to go through all those zones. There's not a lot of zones to begin with. Mana Ball.
Strength and honor.
It's a good name. It's an interesting name. So there's always people around, and again, I keep talking about this because... Well, because I don't know if you watched my other videos. That's it. That's the whole game. Just that continent, I'm right there. That and that. There's no Northrend, there's no Outlands and all these different areas that Wrath of the Lich King would have. And because Classic Era is always going to stay here, and yet it's completely full, that means that people are just enjoying the gameplay loop. They're enjoying having their characters fully geared, max level, and just constantly just doing shit over and over. They chose to be here with there never going to be any additional content. It's the World of Warcraft from 2 decades ago. And yet, it's condensed like... Wow. It's condensed like an ant farm. That make any sense? Anyways. Whereas Wrath of the Lich King people... Well, they didn't have a choice. They went to BC. They moved on to BC. But from BC to Wrath, you had to move. But then once Wrath is done, I feel like potentially Wrath of the Lich King people are less likely to just want to keep repeating the same shit until the end of time like people on Classic. Because you chose to come here. You know that you can't... Well, I mean, you could technically move. Actually, I don't even think you can copy characters anymore. Don't quote me on that. So, I don't know. Definitely the people that play Classic Era are okay with there never being anything else. Let's go with what's, yeah, Enrage and Regrowth.
Winds be at your back.
Well, I got wind coming from my back. Don't you worry about that. Regrowth. Oh, I see. Okay, so I would rather do so that my mouse button, if you're curious, when I rest my thumb, I can pop out easily, do an instant, then that's the quick one, and then the longer one. Sometimes in certain scenarios, the long one's not always the best one. It's the... Okay, we'll just stop right there. 3 agility. Oh. I guess so. I guess we'll go ahead and do that. You drink your milk there, Moo. Moo drank his milk.
Peace, friend. May the eternal sun shine down.
Wait a second. Did I just switch? Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just have to see. My biggest concern, I suppose you could say, is...
Well met.
What if people on Burning Crusade are forced to go to Cataclysm? Because remember what World of Warcraft developers have said. Oh, wow, I gotta go all the way there. Well, holy shish kebab. I'm gonna go out and... Well, I guess I'll kind of go straight. Remember, the developers said they're gonna leave it to the people, to the community, to us WoW players. We get to decide whether or not there's gonna be a Cataclysm Classic. I'll be honest with you. I'm not fully opposed to revisiting it. What I am opposed with is forcing everybody on what is arguably the last of the real classic era, that being Wrath of the Lich King, to force us to go over to Cataclysm like they did with BC. See, I even felt like that was a mistake. I truly felt like, you know what? Burning Crusade was an amazing expansion. And in some ways, Wrath of the Lich King was the beginning of the downfall. I would have been okay with having maybe just one server. Just one server. Maybe 1 or 2. And just leave it at BC. I promise you there would be people playing there. The more options you give people, I've said this a million times before, the more options you give people, the more people you cater to. They let us with Classic Era. Now we're on Wrath of the Lich King, but there's like no in-between. You can't stay on BC. You'd have people all over. Hardcore. Bring in hardcore. Might sound dumb. I think it's dumb. But have it, because there are people that are going to want to play it. You make everybody happy. But fortunately, I'm just happy that they brought back Classic WoW. Period. Like I said before. The Dragonflight, whatever the newest retail expansion is, I haven't played retail WoW in a couple of years, and it's really sad. It's the first time in WoW's history that I do not purchase an expansion. And it's painful. Because I really wanted to at least play through it, which is what I did with like Shadowlands. I just kind of played through it. But it got so dumbed down, but confusing in other weird ways, that... Oh, that's why it told me not to finish my quest from earlier that I started. I was like, oh, how come it's making me just move on? This is what I'm talking about, because I have to kill people here anyways. And I could have finished off my quest here. So that's why they did that. Potentially. But again, I don't want to make this video too long. I talk so much. It's unreal. You know that for the first 15 years that I didn't do YouTube, I'm coming up on my 5th year soon, in September there. I was afraid I wouldn't know what to say for longer than like 5 seconds. Like, okay, so we got World of Warcraft there, and I'm killing shit. I was afraid. I had no idea I had a big mouth. I should have known because I'm French. It's literally in my DNA. And that's why God made me a man. Get it? This is a joke. A cringy one. Because women talk a lot. But because I'm already French, and it was going to be destined that I was going to talk a lot, could you imagine if I was also a woman? Oh my God! Like 100 miles an hour. There's another bear. the bears. This is a part where... Oh, let me ask. Hi. Are you after the super for the Fitz Procket? If so, we can group so we don't fight for the spawn. I got a quick reply there originally. There we go. It helps if I can find the invite. I just figured it's easier this way. All right. Ah, there he is. Sorry, I'm being really quiet there because I'm just trying to focus because, I mean, this isn't Elden Ring, but I still want to be a bit careful. Sweet. See, just like that. There, group's been disbanded. That's okay. I mean, I was about to leave anyways. But yeah, moments like that, like where we helped each other out, we share, you know, a quest without having to fight for the spawn. Maybe give her or him a heal, a buff. You can't really do that in any other game. That is the biggest problem I have with the game. Sorry, that's the biggest problem I have with any other game, is they don't have what I can do in this game. But I have to admit, even like a comfortable pair of shoes you've been wearing for 10 or 15 years. I have a pair I've been wearing for over a decade and they're starting to fall apart. But I got multiple pairs. It's just these ones are so comfortable. Except now I'm almost down to my bare feet. They look just like a foot cover on top. They don't even cover the bottom of your foot because I've worn through them after nearly a decade and a half. It's nice to get a fresh pair of new shoes. Just like a game. But if a game is old and you're like, I've been there, done that, but it does everything you want it to do, you don't really have to look for a new game. There's nothing wrong with looking for another game that may provide the same kind of gameplay you're looking for, that same experience, the play style that you may want. But if you don't have it, I mean, I wouldn't want to play 3 or 4 games that are as good as World of Warcraft for me, for what I'm looking for. I'd go insane. I'm going insane now. I don't even know what to do within WoW. Am I playing Era? Am I playing Wrath of the Lich King? What if they force us to Cataclysm? I know that that would drive a lot of people away. That would be a huge mistake, in my opinion. But, you know, what do I know about the gaming industry, right? Felt a tickle there. Last time it was a spider. Manable again. I think I am gonna wrap it up there. Literally. No, I mean like recording there. Wrap up the video in HD. I'm almost... Well, this whole time I've been playing, I'm almost level 13. I'm almost caught up to my Night Elf one. I still don't even know between that which one I want to play more so because I don't know if I want a server that's noticeably more populated than another. But the other one, the Classic Era Alliance, is still very much populated. But at that point, It's also well populated that... Oh, that did level me. Okay. Well, there you go. There you go. What the hell? Bop, it died before I even hit it. That's how weak it is. Okay, so now... what I'm thinking of doing, because I love rambling... Oh yeah, I could hearth to the crossroads. Why would I want to do that? I'm going to go there and I'm going to fly in, and once I land there, I'm going to turn in. A little bit of a walk there. This will give me a moment. See, just like a thing like that, little heal there. Did he need it? Maybe not. Yeah, so I'm kind of not really partial to one or the other when it comes to Tauren Horde or Night Elf Alliance for the Druid. Doesn't really matter. What level did you get Bear Form? 10. $20 is Cat. Trainer in Thunderbluff. No problem. But then you get a spell to teleport to Moonblade. What the heck was that? Oh! I can't catch up! Oh, shit! Ah, well, I tried. It's not like I could get on my mount. I was gonna buff them. I didn't even see them. But yeah, it's nice to play a game that you're familiar with, where you don't really have to think. And it sucks when you play another game where Hamburger Heelper, oh Jesus, where you don't really know what you're doing, even after several dozens of hours, and you still can't quite kind of figure it out. It becomes frustrating, especially when you don't even know as well, to add on top of that, as to whether or not you can do the things you're hoping. Like, I made a Reddit post on Elder Scrolls, and it was like, can you buff people out of party? And people were like, yeah, this is not really that kind of game. So it could be fun just to play with a friend. But ultimately, for the longevity of it all, ESO, Elder Scrolls Online, probably doesn't quite provide what I'm looking for. Doesn't make it a bad game. It's just, it is what it is. Considering we are getting official hardcore servers next Thursday, I'd go as far as to say you're dumb as hell if you delete a character that you don't want to. Oh. Yeah, normally green chat is guild chat, but I'm not in a guild. I just find the black with the green is a nice contrast. Makes it easier to read than even black and white for me.
Greetings.
So it looks like next Thursday, Angry Boys. No. Don't seem too dumb. Crossroads. Is it Crossroads we're supposed to go to? Crossroads. It's not a 3-minute flight from Camp Tarajo to Crossroads. I was going to say, it's adjusting there. Anyways, let's just enjoy the flight. I'm actually going to, as I say that, I'm going to turn off my camera. I want to turn off my light. There we go. It's like, where's the damn power button? It's this cheap-ass dollar store ring light, but it's got all these multiple different hues or shades of colors, you know, like orange, amber, whatever, and white, and then brightness. It's like 4 or 5 buttons on this damn thing, and I was like, where's the light? Let me turn this shit off. It's starting to give me a headache. Yeah, so between this and all the different zones in Final Fantasy, let's say, I don't even know. I like games that have random events like Elder Scrolls, Guild Wars, Final Fantasy. They pretty much all provide them. And what's cool about Guild Wars, for me, is I'm very familiar with that game. And you don't have to pay for it. There's no monthly fee. WoW and Final Fantasy,
what can I do?
There's a fee.
Go forth to victory. Loktar, farewell.
So it looks like it's official that I'm in the Barrens. I don't think I'll have to go back to Quest and Mulgore anymore.
That better be good.
Turn in. Return to Yahan.
What is it?
I don't have that quest.
Patience. Discipline.
Oh, it helps if I go to the right NPC. Oh my goodness, it's time for a nap. That old age is settling in.
Well read.
Enter Orgrimmar. Alright, that's enough. I'm gonna stop the video here. As always, if you liked it, a thumbs up. It does greatly help support the channel. You didn't like it, that's okay. Give it a thumbs down. We'll bend it in half, twist it. You see this staff? Or that one there with the big ball at the end, we'll break that off in your ass. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, I mean, naturally, that'd be great. But if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next one. Bye for now.